Welcome back to the broadcast. More than 4,000 athletes from across the state of Texas will be converging on Frisco this week to take part in the 9th annual Winter Games of Texas. We have Marla Rowe from the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau here to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I was just saying during the break, I didn't realize this is the 9th year.
It is the 9th year, and we started the games in 2006, and they've just been so successful every year, and we get so many athletes that join us, so we just continue to do it each year.
And the games have been growing just like Frisco keeps growing. And
the games have been growing. I think when we first started off, we had 8 sports, and now at any given time we're at 12. This year we'll be at 11 different sports taking place.
Really?
Most in Frisco, a couple in the suburb cities around us. But it's a fabulous event, and you know, some great competitions go on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Let's talk about the athletes, the people who are going to be part of this. And can anybody decide to take part?
Anybody can take part. It is more of a recreational sports, but it is patterned after the real Olympics, so it's multi-sport and multi-talented and just a wide variety of events. And even though we call it Winter Games of Texas, we do have some events that aren't winter, like swimming and some other things going on.
Well, and I was going to say it's like winter Texas style, right?
Exactly.
I mean, obviously we're not having skiing and bobsledding and all that kind of stuff.
Not yet.
Not yet, but my goodness, the way Frisco's growing, we were talking about that during the break too, that Frisco for so many years has been on the list of one of the fastest growing cities in the nation, and like topped it a couple years ago.
It has been, and you know, one of the other things about Frisco is we were named best place to raise an athlete, and so when you think about the wide variety of venues that we have, and you know, this event bringing in 4,000 athletes, it just kind of makes sense for us to continue to host this event each year.
Does that have something to do with the schools too, do you think?
It has a lot to do with the schools because they are a little bit smaller, so more of the kids can compete in the schools. And I think it has to do with just, you know, we're all about sports, and so you look at all the professional sports teams that we have and the wide variety of sports venues, so we're very sports-centric.
What made y'all decide to start the games 9 years ago?
Well, we were actually approached by the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation. They've hosted the Summer Games of Texas for 20 years, and because the real Olympics have winter and summer, they said, will you help us create the Winter Games? And we said, sure. And we started looking at our venues. We pulled in all of our partners and said, you think we can make this work? And year one, we had 12 sports.
So what sort of events are we looking at for this year's Winter
A wide variety. We've got swimming, fencing, basketball, figure skating, flag football. I mean, the list goes on. And new this year will be archery. And so that's a new one that we've got.
Hunger Games, huh?
Absolutely, you know,
yeah,
it does have a lot to do with it.
Is there an age range? Do you have different groups that compete as far as ages go? Or?
I think the athletes are primarily start from 8, but we've actually had athletes up into their 60s with our table tennis primarily. And we did have kind of elite swimming last year, and we had some seniors that participated in that.
But they do it in groups, right? Like, you know, so like the 10-year-olds aren't competing against the adults, or are they?
No, they're all in their own age brackets, and yeah, and some of them are team sports and some are individual. Like with the figure skating, you have some synchronized events as well as just the individual skaters.
And you'll have an opening ceremony?
We don't do an opening ceremony just because it's, you know, kids are in school on Friday, and so it makes it tough to do that Friday night.
How about closing when you give all the medals?
Well, each of the events has a medal stand, and they give out their medals, and we actually do gold, silver, and bronze, and really nice ribbons. So it's a fun thing for them. And a lot of these kids can actually go on and compete in the State Games of America if they medal in our games.
Oh, that's very cool.
We actually had one of our fire chief whose daughters skate compete in the State Games of America a couple of years ago, and they medaled there, so it was a lot of fun.
That is fantastic. It sounds like great fun. You can get details, by the way, about the Winter Games of Texas by going to thebroadcasttv.com, and there's still time to sign up then?
Today.
Yeah, today is your day. Get online and sign up. And by the way, if you're heading to the games, why not take a healthy snack with you? That's a good idea. We have the perfect idea for you, and it all started with a pop. We're going to explain that next. Stay with us.